Hello and welcome to another episode of the 60O podcast. My name's Tom Campbell. It's great to have your company. And Josh Hannay, it's great to have yours. How you doing?
Thanks for having me back, mate. Doing very well. Yeah, can't complain at the moment.
Fair enough. Congratulations on Wednesday night. It was sort of, I know it would have been intense for you, but I know that you could understand it was a little bit anticlimactic in a lot of ways. But it was certainly an interesting one.
Yeah, I think interesting is a good way to put it. It was a unique circumstance, obviously, and it's sort of, of no fault of ours, but it probably, to a degree, takes the shine off the result a little bit. Everyone's talking about, the send-off and how detrimental that was to the Blues' chances and all those things. And for us, I think I thought we started really strongly, obviously, and I thought we were able to capitalise on that one-man advantage really well for a little while. And then I just thought it might have all came a little bit too easy for us, and I felt like our intensity dropped away. And credit where it's due to the Blues. I thought they, kind of almost had an attitude of, we've got nothing to lose here. We're just, we're going to throw everything at them, and I thought they played with probably a greater level of intensity for certainly the middle half-hour period of the game. And I thought we were really on our heels a little bit. And then, to our credit, we were able to steady the ship, finish really strongly. But, the whole situation created an interesting Origin game. Yeah, you don't go into games planning for that. So I think when it happened, it was a little bit, like we knew what to do straight away. But I think to counter that, I also think our intensity dropped out of the game because it all came a little bit easier initially.
Well, let's get into the game a little bit. The first 8 minutes, you must have been pretty encouraged by some things that you were seeing there. Obviously, Queensland scored a try. Daly Cherry-Evans went down the short side to create the space for Ben Hunt back through the middle. You must have been encouraged because you were able to defend a set or two on your line and then pretty quickly get back up the other end. Yeah,
like I alluded to, I thought we started really strongly, and that sort of has all gotten lost a little bit in the send-off. Like we actually, when it was 13-on-13, I thought we really dominated those opening exchanges, and we're playing the type of football we wanted to. So that was really encouraging. And then, and the other thing that's sort of lost in all this is that even though we were able to have 13 men on the field, losing your fullback, key position player, plays a big part in the style of football we want to play. Has a huge responsibility in our defensive line organisation, all those things. So even though we're able to put Hamiso back there, who's an accomplished fullback at club level, he's actually never played there at Origin level and didn't do a whole lot of work there throughout camp. So that was quite disruptive to us as well. And I think we played a little bit like that throughout the night. I thought we looked a little bit disconnected in our attack at times, looked a little bit disconnected in our defence at times. Still worked really hard, still scrambled really hard, but yeah, it was disruptive for us losing Reece. There's no doubt about that.
Was there a discussion potentially around Cobbo to fullback?
There wasn't a discussion. Certainly, we would have no problem putting Selwyn back there. But in that time, in the moment, we weren't discussing it at all, no.
What impressed you the most about his performance? I thought that obviously his support plays was very good, but he got peppered by the Blues with a lot of high kicks, and they did a really good job of contesting those.
Yeah, I think his ability, Hammer, to calmly slot into whatever position is asked of him. Like last year when he made his debut, but we played him at centre in place of Dane Gagai. Like he hadn't played any centre at club level for some time. So there was a little question mark there around his ability to be able to play centre at the highest level. And again, we all remember and saw what he did in the series last year. And then, the other night to just calmly go back there. It's such a hard position to play fullback. Done very few reps with us at training. So I think the calmness that he is able to just handle any situation is a real feature of Hamiso, and not only handle it but have such influence over the contest. He's as good an instinctive player I've seen probably since Matty Bowen in terms of knowing where an opportunity is and being able to seize that opportunity and be in the right place to capitalise on that opportunity. He's right up there. But Matty Bowen I had the privilege to play with, and he was the best I'd ever seen at it. And Hamiso's right there with him in terms of that instinctive ability.
When I think about Queensland's success over the past couple of years, Josh, some moments stick out to me, but a lot of them are defensive moments. And I think of Murray Tuolungi had a couple of moments last year where he stopped almost certain tries, and then the Hammer had another one this game where he stopped the Spencer Leniu try, who was in for all money. And you must just pinch yourself at those times going, man, this is unbelievable, the amount of, first of all, commitment, but the level of skill that these guys have.
Yeah, it is. It's been an endearing quality of the team since we sort of started on this journey a couple of years back. This is our third series together. These guys, a large portion of them have been on the journey together. There's a couple of new faces always coming in here and there, but these guys have shown a real ability to turn up for one another when all seems lost. The Daly Cherry Evans chase down tackle on Crichton last year at Suncorp, as you touched on, Murray Tuolungi saved a couple of tries at Adelaide last year. Hamiso the other night. I reckon I could rattle off nearly up to 10 instances where we've had moments where guys have just found a way to somehow, repel the Blues, and they're huge moments in a game, because what should be a momentum-turning moment for your opponent actually becomes momentum changer for you, and you can't place a high enough value on those moments. And our guys have had a knack of doing that the last couple of years.
You mentioned New South Wales toughness that they showed a little bit earlier, and I couldn't agree more. Who impressed you the most? There was so many that you could pick, I thought, from New South Wales who did their absolute very best in what is understandably trying circumstances, 72 minutes with only 12 players. But people like Liam Martin and Spencer Leniu, they played like men possessed, really.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt, particularly after half-time, they've obviously had a chance to go in, take a breath, discuss the situation they were in and discuss an approach and how they wanted to come out of the sheds after half-time. And there's no doubt they came out with a real intent and, threw everything at it. And you got to give credit where it's due there. And I thought that was largely led by their forwards. I thought their forwards really, in their own individual ways, tried to turn the tide for the Blues, whether it was a defender rushing out of the line or one of them having a big carry to try and to gain some momentum for them to play off the back of. I thought their middle forwards in particular really threw down and certainly didn't lie down. Yeah.
Can we just talk about Stephen Crichton for a second? And this is also relevant to the Bulldogs as well as New South Wales. Josh, he is so good. He when a play breaks down, he makes up for so much around him. If his people outside him don't get the job done, then he is able to quickly cover for that, and he's a special one, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good player. He's really consistent. I don't know I couldn't remember the last time he played an average game. His worst games would be a 7.5 out of 10. In his best games he's up around the 9. So he's a really his consistency is probably the thing that stands out with him, as I say. So. He's been a good player for the Blues for some time now. He was one of their best the other night. And, I'm gathering for those that get to play inside him and outside him, he's a real safety blanket for those guys.
After thinking about the game, I'm sure you've been able to think about it on a flight or two that you've had to catch over the past few days. Where can Queensland get better?
Yeah, well, I think in a lot of areas. I think what we were really happy with was the spirit. Like we hang our hat on a particular spirit, which we expect from our guys every time they put the jersey on. And we saw plenty of examples of that spirit. Guys turning up for each other, defending our try line, scramble, all those things. So the spirit was a real tick. I feel like our energy on the ball and off the ball was lacking. And what I mean by that, with the ball, I thought at times we were just not carrying the football with the intent that I know we can. In terms of without the football, off the ball efforts, I just thought at times we were just really compressed, that we didn't have shape off the football. Guys weren't pulling off the ball. We weren't pushing genuine for the ball carrier in support. So just thought our energy on and off the ball was not as good as I know it can be. And then defensively, I just thought there were different times where, again, we lacked a little bit of intent, allowed the Blues to get out of their end a little bit too easily. When it was clear what they were trying to do, and I just thought we were at times happy to let them take those meters and let them play the way they wanted to play. So, yeah, just nothing that we can't fix, nothing that was particularly like glaring maybe to the naked eye. We had a couple of errors, like simple handling errors, which again is not how what we expect of ourselves. So probably just a few little attitudinal things where we're really easy to identify, and we'll identify that in the review when the players come into camp again too. But so nothing major, things that we definitely feel like we can fix, but yeah, probably lacking a little bit in those areas the other night.
What makes Daly Cherry Evans so good?
Yeah, I think I've had the privilege, to be, this is my third year working with Daly, and up until that point, I'd never really crossed paths with him, and only admired him from afar, and always thought that he was a very clever, scheming halfback. He was very smart halfback. But getting to work with him, there's so many levels of detail to his game, his preparation, and not just selfishly for like his own game. He has a real care and an understanding of how to bring others into their game by playing to their strengths. Like I think he does a wonderful job of bringing Jeremiah Nanai into the game by allowing Jeremiah to play the types of plays that suit his strengths, if that makes sense, and other people around him. Like he creates looks for the fullbacks that give them time and space, and he'll put on plays that allow our centres to play to their strengths. He's such a smart operator and such a selfless operator in that regard. Like some players, when you get into those rep teams, they just want to play to their own strengths because that's all they know, and it's how they think they're going to have an impact on the contest. Daly plays to his strengths, but he also has this wonderful ability to play to all the strengths of others in the team. And for me, that's been the really endearing quality, working with him and seeing him and how he prepares and how he helps and guides players throughout their preparation through the week, and then going to the game and getting that on. I find it super impressive. I really do. He's a marvel, and he's playing as good as he ever has.
Josh, just finally, I just want to ask you about the Sharks. They've improved a lot since last year, in my opinion. And I'll be totally honest. I thought that when the signing came out of Adam Fanua-Blake at the start of the year, I thought, man, the Sharks are going to be a really fun team to watch next year. But what areas did you guys look at over the off-season that's brought you to this really great run of success that you've had so far this year? Yeah, I think,
to be boring but honest here, it's just been consistency with what we've done. Like this group we've been with, basically their third year together. We've had very little turnover in that time, if any, in terms of NRL ready talent. So, after 2 years together, like we approached the pre-season coming into this season, it wasn't, hey, we've got to go away and blow everything up, and because we're not where we want to be. It was like, no, we feel like we're on this journey together. We feel like the style of play we want to play, we just need to get better at that, and it's been really that simple. We've gotten better at our game, our style of play that we believe in, And probably the thing that where we've improved most, and I know coming off our past 2 weeks or past 3 weeks, it's probably scratch your head when I say this, but up until that period, our defence has been a real improvement in the steel and our ability to defend our line. But we haven't changed how we defend. It's just we've stuck at our process, and guys are now being able to defend how we'd like them to for longer periods. We've hit a bit of a wall with all aspects of our game, our defence, our football. We probably in the back of our minds always expected to hit a wall at some point. We don't feel like we're there as a dominant, proven entity yet, where we're just going to go out and roll every team every week. We probably felt like after 7 straight wins, hey, there's going to be a blip in the road or a bump in the road sometime soon. We didn't know when it was going to come. We didn't plan for it to be now, but we built up enough confidence and belief in our game in the opening 7 7-win period to certainly know that we're going to turn, and it's going to turn again for us. Hopefully it's tomorrow night against Brisbane. But yeah, we're just on this path of growth, mate, and we haven't changed a whole lot. We're just getting better at what we do.
It's certainly another big test tomorrow night for you guys with the Broncos, so good luck for that. Josh, you're always so great with your time. Thank you very much once again for coming on, hey?
Thanks for your time, mate. Thank you.